Okay, I'm back again. Let's get right to it. Again, Dangerous Visions, edited by Harlan Ellison. This is the full version, second version in the series. He never did get around to start to doing the third one like everybody wanted. There's a lot of good stories in here, but he, if I remember correctly from the introduction, he said the only person that ever got what he was aiming for, as far as the stories he wanted included in here, was Piers Anthony with his story, In the Barn. And if you've read that story, then you know what he was actually wanting in there. But all these stories, for the most part, are worthwhile, and just weird, wacky, far out stories, from what I remember. And it's worth searching this out just for that Piers Anthony story. It's really something. And might as well, the first volume. I don't think I've read this one. I didn't have this one at first. I thought I did. I ordered this a little while back. So I don't know how these compare to the second volume. But yeah, if it is anything like the second volume, this would be very good. I can only imagine what the third would be if he ever got around to doing it. Next, order these books directly from the author. I believe he had a eBay page or something, and they would order them straight from him. Didn't really know anything about them until I looked at them, or until I saw the listing somewhere, and it just caught my attention. And he did sign these. I believe. Let me see if he did all. Yeah, 1, 2. Yeah, and then sign and personalize all of them to me. First one is Manacled. The guy's name is Richard Bottles Jr. Yeah. Second one is Hellhole. West Virginia, I guess it's a town. According to the back, it says he's listed as a bizarre author in the horror genre. So maybe not straightforward horror. Next one is Lumberjacked. And the fourth one is The Vampire Who Saves Christmas. I think when I ordered the 3, he threw this one in for free. It's really nice of him. Sometimes when you order straight from authors who actually want to sell their books themselves, they'll treat you well. I've had that happen quite a bit. Let's see here. Yeah. So I want to thank him quite a bit. In case he hasn't already heard me. Yeah. See, he gave me some bookmarks, but I think I gotta put them up somewhere. See, well, there's a one there. I've got all the good ones put up, I think. I don't have them. Yeah. Yeah, they're not here no more. Got them put up somewhere. He had some good bookmarks he sent with them. One of the bookmarks, if I can describe it, let's see, hopefully maybe, don't think, yeah, yeah, definitely put them up. It was a take on the National Lampoon thing. They were famous with this one issue they put out where they had a dog on the cover, and it had a really weird expression on its face because a gun was pointed at it, and it said it said, "Read this issue, or we're gonna shoot this dog," or something like that. And that image has been used a few times before in the other things. And he made a riff of it from one his bookmarks and saying, "Buy this book, or we'll kill this dog," and it had like a hatchet or something. It was something like that. Oh, and before I forget, there was one little book that I forgot to mention from the last shelf. And when I say little book, yeah, I mean a little book. Look at this. Look how big. Yeah, not even as big as my finger. The Handbook for the Recently Deceased. It is a miniature book. I found a seller on eBay that makes and sells books for like dollhouses and things. And this technically is a real book. It's got like about 30, so a little over 30 pages of text in it. It is like maybe 2-point font or something like that. It's I don't know if you can show up. Yeah, it's kind of blurry on the screen. I don't have this in high definition. I want to try to keep the file as small as possible. I read it. I believe the article that's inside can be found online. And this is what it's from. It's not even the whole article. It's not the same stuff that was from the Beetlejuice movie, like I hoped for when I ordered it. As far as I know, the drawing of the door and all that stuff that they read from the book in the movie, I don't think it's available anywhere in any sort of prop book or anything that you can find. It's just from the movie. But of course, there's a lot of journals and everything, and book covers and ebook covers you can find with this image. But this is the closest to an actual book that I found. I got two others with this name that I'll get to eventually on the back shelf. I think it's on the back shelf. No, I got them put up in the books I've read, I think. But yeah, there's two others you can find on Amazon that name this. And one's better than the other. One's kind of, you don't really, it's not really worth reading. It's kind of weird. And the other one's more interesting than the other one. Neither one of them have anything to do with the movie, really, either. But both, well, one is more interesting to reading than the other. It's kind of, it's more trying to take advantage of the name. Subterranean Press paperback of Robert McCammon's Blue World. This is, as far as short story collections, and McCammon especially, this is almost a must-get. And there is this Subterranean Press version has more stories in it than the normal trade edition. That's why I searched it out once I found that out. And I got this. This is the trade paperback. I think it's a trade. I don't see anything limited edition or anything in the front. Expanded edition, yeah. So it's not quite as easy to find as the normal version, but yeah, it's worthwhile. Everybody seems to love this, and I can't wait to get to it. Next, what is this called? Horror Library Volume 3, I guess. Edited by R.J. Cavender. I don't really remember anything about getting this, but it's got a lot of the, looking at the contents here, a lot of big names in it. Contents on the back too. So yeah, so I saw it somewhere, or it was recommended somewhere. Yeah, probably interesting. This here, this is the ARC, Advanced Uncorrected Proof of David Weber's Road to Hell. Nice thick book. I guess Joel Presby, maybe he co-authored it. Yeah, they're co-authors. I collect a bunch of hell-oriented books too. You know, like a bunch of other topics. If it has anything to do with hell or anything, this might not have quite too much to do with actual hell. I mean, you know, a dragon and Revolutionary War type soldiers or something like that. Fighting dragons, you know, should be interesting. I usually don't go for Weber. I'll stick to other guys in that genre, but this one seemed too interesting to pass up. And I found this at a flea market. You know, normally I wouldn't go for the ARCs, but they're not as rare as you would think. You usually can find, if you really want ARCs, you can probably find some. And this one just on a shelf like a regular book. So yeah. All right, what we got? Which one next? Already 12 minutes in. We'll try to get these quicker. A couple of short stories, Playboy shorts, volume 1 and 2. Most people, you know, they don't think much about Playboy in the right light, but they put out a lot of good fiction, and usually anybody that has any sort of name to them whatsoever either was or eventually will, or you know, you almost aren't somebody unless you've been published in Playboy as far as fiction. I mean, Ray Bradbury's been in there, Wodehouse, here, let me see here, Ray Russell, Roald Dahl, Kerouac, John MacDonald, Beaumont. That's just from this first book here. Bill Cosby's even in this second one here. Robert Bloch, Arthur Clarke, Arthur C. Clarke, I should say. I mean, yeah, bunch of people. So I got a few Playboy press. See, they got their own press. You know, they put out books based on what they've had in their art. I used to get some of the magazines just for articles. You know, most people do. You know, they don't believe you when you say that. You know, you get the magazine for the articles. Yeah, you buy something for the articles. There's some good people in there writing fiction. And some of the Playboy press books, they actually put out novels too. Some of them can be pretty rare and hard to find. There's a werewolf book that a lot of people like that they put out. I forget what it is. Yeah. Yeah, I got some more rarities coming up here. Robin Evans, Croak. This is another one that was a real booger to find. Very hard to find. I finally did. Another creature feature. Kathy Kojic Cipher. Yeah. This can be hard to find in this edition. I wanted it because of the hand. Because I found this in an auction in a book group, I believe. Dennis Etchison's Red Dreams. And like I said, I try to buy books by the theme sometimes and look two books with wholesome hands. You know, what happens when they, is that called kissing, or is that still shaking hands, or what do you call that? I don't know. Mouth in the hand, you know, what happened? Yeah, who knows? And that's a book of short stories, I believe. It says on the back, yeah, somewhere. 13 tales. This one is one of the rarest books that I've showed so far, and probably will show. Very hard to find. Very hard to find. Yeah, John Galt's Teddy. Now that I got this, I might search out for the movie, but I want to read this before I see the movie. Yeah, very interesting. What it's supposed to be. Yeah. If you can find it, like I say, if you can find it, this is a must get. You know, just like these others, you know. Cipher. Everybody loves Cipher. You get it. And if you see it at a flea market or yard sale or something like that, it don't matter what the condition is, somebody will probably buy it from you if you don't want it. You resell it online. Because this is so hard to find. Guts by David Langford and John Grant. I kind of like this Langford dude. I'm trying to search out his stuff. His stuff, not really rare, but it's kind of hard to find because I think he's most of his books might be overseas or something. Not too many of them were over here for some reason. So that's probably why they're hard to find. There's one, I'll go ahead and tell you too. I'm looking at the page here. I've already read this one, and it's put up somewhere. He's got a satirized book of stories. It's called The Dragon Hiker's Guide to Battlefield Covenant at Dune's Edge Odyssey 2. So even the title is a satire of other books. Not too many left, and I'm already getting up there again. Another one's really hard to find. John Christopher's Little People. Now I have the more easier to find trade, but when I saw this available, I said, well, yeah, I might as well get it too, because you know that's one of the best covers that everybody likes in the horror genre. The story might not be as great as people think, what I heard, but yeah, everybody seems to like that cover, and it's one of the harder ones to find because that cover is probably a limited print run, I guess. They probably stop printing it eventually. Probably why it's so hard to find. And the people that do find it usually keep it. Lost Girl at the Lake by Joe McKinney and Michael McCarty. Two good guys. Members of my book group. Yeah, they do a lot of good things. I like little. Hopefully, it's got a lot of snakes in it. It seems to got little snakes in the chapter headings and whatnot. Of course, on the cover and everything. I will say one thing. You know, I was worried looking at the back, These snakes, some of these don't quite line up, so there's, you know, I don't know how they curl around her and everything. They didn't think that through really. And they put rattle tails on constrictor bodies. That kind of irks me a little bit when people do that. Usually you see that in cartoons and stuff a lot, where they mix constrictors and rattlesnakes a lot and things like that. They don't know. So yeah. And the bodies, you know, the middle ones here look almost like eel bodies instead of snakes. Well, anyway. And they put in this one here, it's got fangs on it. And I think this one up here does too, you know. They put fangs in constrictors. These ain't rattlesnakes. You can tell by their heads. They look like constrictors to me. Yeah. Moving on. Good Omens. Neil Gaiman, Terry Pratchett. Yeah. I think I read this one. I don't remember anything about it. I need to reread it. Of course, it's been made into a TV show or something now. So I remember it being worthwhile. I just forgot about it. Another pig book. On the Day of the Pig, Josh Malerman, an arc. When I was a little late when I heard this announced in the book group that this was coming out. I think he's a member of the group too. I was a little late, and this was the only one available to get at the time. Not as expensive as it is now, probably to get. Yeah, like I said, I got a bunch of pig books, and you know that's why I eventually got this one. Not too many more left. Electric Jesus Corpse. Another Malik. Probably his one of, if not the thickest book he put out. Yeah. Not as easy to find as some of his others, but yeah. And I've liked everything he's put out. Just about everybody has liked everything he's put out. Hey, you remember those books, Zeppelin's West and Flaming London? Flaming Zeppelins was the combo that I got. Well, this is the third in the series. The Sky Done Ripped, Lansdale. See if I can show you. Yeah, the detail ain't gonna show up too good because it's still in this bag. Yeah, I originally was interested in Flaming London because the cover looked like London was being attacked by a tripod, like in the War of the Worlds book. And I don't know what happens in there pertaining to that. That's what got me interested. Like I said before, I'm a real big fan of War of the Worlds. Anything to do with that. And of course, you know, once I got that one, I had to have the third one in the series. Last one for this video. Snuff film by Tim Miller. It's still fairly new. It can be found quite often, but this cover was taken off of Amazon. Apparently they deemed this piece of art too realistic or something. They didn't like it. And he mentioned in the group that he still had a copy for sale, and I bought it from him. Yeah, and he dedicated it to me too when he signed it. So I need to thank him too. You know, like I've had a few few good interactions with actual authors, and I appreciate all of them. I actually got don't know if it's on this shelf or not. I don't know what I did with it, but I bought a very thin chapbook from Poppy Bright on her eBay site. I don't know. I forget what it is. But yeah, I bought it directly from her. I didn't think it was her at the time, but yeah, she signed it like two or three times. It was like only like 8 pages long or something like that. And so yeah, yeah, it's a little something. Some people just like signing things. And that's what I got this time. I'm sorry these things are running so long. I'm trying to work on it. These next ones are pretty packed. At least 2 of the 3 are. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to break them down in smaller sections for sure. I thank y'all again for watching this. If you do, see you next time.